this is me, Sarah. I'm showing you my upgraded Sparky. I made it a bit shorter and now it's my favorite sweater, I guess. Hello, my name is Sarah. Welcome to the It's a Sarah podcast. Today is Thursday, February 2nd. So this is also my second February episode. This whole month I make daily episodes in which I share my knitting and crochet adventures. And yesterday I casted on the Felix cardigan, and I know there are quite some ladies knitting with me. So let's take a look. This is my progress, the progress I made yesterday and a bit this morning. I am in the fourth raglan, the fourth raglan, the fourth increase, the lace increase. I did ripped it out yesterday, only once. I finished the short rows. And then I discovered a mistake in my first stitch. Because you immediately start with the short rows, you don't knit that stitch until you are finished with all the short rows. And I don't know what happened. It unraveled a bit. It was a mess, and I couldn't fix it. So I was looking at it and thinking, probably it will be okay when I pick up the stitches for the button band after all, but I don't like it. I don't like the look. It's bothering me. It's annoying. So is it okay to rip it out and knit the short rows again? I enjoyed knitting the short rows, so it was not, it was absolutely okay. And that's the way how I work. So I ripped out and cast it on again and knitted the short rows again, the short row section, and now I'm here. I really love it. It was really a lovely knit. It's quite easy for me, and that's nice. It's interesting to realize I made so much progress in my knitting skills, because a few years ago that would be hard, and maybe when you are a beginner knitter it is hard for you, and that is absolutely okay. Just try, keep trying, and rip out and cast on again if you want to. It's just practicing, and ripping out and starting over is only a problem when you choose to think it's a problem. When you are okay with it, there's no problem. Just rip out and cast on until you are happy with your knitting. So I'm happy now. I really love the fabric. It's quite a loose fabric. I did met my stitch gauge in the Dutch episode a few minutes ago. I don't have a fancy tool for it. I made a 10 by 10 centimeter square from do you call it how do you call this thick paper? I want to say cupboard, but that's not the right word. There's a name for it. In Dutch we call it karton. So I just cut out a square from 10 by 10 centimeters, and I use some tape to reinforce the lines. And when I put it on my knitting, I will do it again, but it's just for show. I already know my gauge. I put it on, and then I counted that I have, I saw that I have a 15 stitch gauge, 15 stitches on 10 centimeters, and I'm, yeah, it's okay for me because the pattern tells you to have a 14 stitch gauge. And 15 stitch gauge. I went down one whole needle size, so that was not unnecessary. I almost got gauge with smaller needles. I am a loose knitter, and I'm knitting the smallest size. And the finished measurements of the smallest size are 99 centimeter bust. My bust circumference is 90 centimeters, so I will have 9 centimeters of positive ease, a little bit less because I have a 1 stitch gauge, 1 stitch more gauge. So that's I don't love too much positive ease. The pattern tells you that a positive ease between 5 or 20 centimeters is okay, is recommended. 20 centimeter would be way too much for me. But I did fit some Felix cardigans from Elisa, the Dutch knitter, who sent me 4 of her cardigans, and I don't have them anymore. They are all gone to other people. But I did love the a bit loose fit of it, so it doesn't have to be fitted on me, but I don't want to be it to be way too oversized or something. So I think a 15 stitch gauge is perfect for what I would like to have in this cardigan. I really love the color. I really love the knit. I can't show it really good because it's on my 55 centimeters, and I always love the nice raglan look when it's finished. But when I am in the last raglan for my size, I knit the smallest size. So when it's finished, I will add an extra cable so I can make a picture and I can put it on to see how it will be. So that would be nice. Yeah. Today I don't have a lot of knitting time because I have some other activities. But we will see. Yeah. It's an easy peasy knit. I really love it. I really love it. It's perfect. I will also show you my fern and feather, but I will do it upstairs. Yes, I will do that. Now I remember what I want to tell. About the short rows. This pattern recommends reps and turns, and I think that's my favorite way of knitting short rows. I do have a very nice tutorial. I do follow a very nice tutorial on YouTube from Suzanne Bryan. I will link it down below. And last week I was knitting on my glacier vest, and there in that pattern recommends the German short rows as the short row way. And I did want to knit the reps and turns, and I discovered something interesting in my mind. I was looking on the internet, how can you replace reps and turns for German short rows? And I could mainly find information the other way around. So replace reps and turns by German short rows. And something interesting, I really realized something interesting about the way my brain works, because there was some good explanation about the difference between German short row and reps and turns. I still don't get it. Every time I read it, I don't got it. I find it hard to understand what they were meaning, but at the same time, I could see it was not hard at all. It was quite easy, but it wasn't clicking in my head. I wasn't getting it, and it was quite frustrating. It was mainly because of the other way. You need one more stitch extra, I think, for the reps and turns, but I'm not sure because I'm still don't getting it. And I also saw one lady. She had drawn it on paper with, how do you call it? Mathematics paper with the little squares. She had drawn, I don't know if that's right grammar. She put all the things you do with reps and turns and with German short rows in a schematic way. Maybe is that better to say it like that? And I also didn't get that. I didn't understand. So it was quite confusing. I know it's not hard, but why is it hard to understand? And then I realized that it's not my way of learning new things. And I learned my way through knitting and crochet. I really learned that the best way for me to learn new things is by doing, and not by reading about it, not by watching about it, not by listening about it, but just doing it. That's the best way for me to discover how some things work. And then I realized reading about reps and turns and German short rows, or watching videos, or watching schematics isn't gonna help me. Maybe when I made such a schematic for myself, when I draw it for myself, then I think then I would get it. And it's quite interesting that I never realized, when I was at high school, I hated mathematics. And but it's the same way. When you gave me the information and you give me a question, and you let me discover my own way, my own tempo, it is perfect. And but when you explain it to me, I don't get it. I don't like it. Quite interesting. We all have other ways, different ways to learn stuff. But I guess we are focused too much on some ways. And that's okay, but when it isn't your way, maybe you don't have the good maybe you feel wrong about something, or you feel weak in something, but that's absolutely not necessary. It's only not your way. You have to find your own way, and then you can do it also, but on your own way. So go find your own way. and I discovered my way by knitting and crocheting, and I never realized I was a doer. But when I realized it and I looked at my way, my life, I realized, yeah, I am a doer. It is the way how I learn. And now I know it makes some things much easier. When I'm not getting something, it is not because it is too hard or I can't do it. It's just not my way. I have to find my own way, and that's that feels good. Finding your own way. So let me show you my fern and feather. Here I show you my fern and feather. It's a pattern by Jennifer Steingass and I am really enjoying this knit. I do love the color work. It's easy peasy, only 2 colors, and I love the rhythm of color work. You have to pay attention. Yesterday evening I forgot. I don't know what happened. I think we were watching something on television, but at some point I realized that my round was during forever, and when I give it a good check, I saw that I already had knitted it twice. So I had to knit back. That's not my favorite, but for me it is the most fast way to fix a color work problem, I guess. The most steady way it is. So I did, and now I'm ready to go. And for the last rows of this chart. Every now and then I try on my fern and feather. I'm a little bit worried about the size. Maybe it's not big enough for me, but I give it a quick check now and then. I'm still not sure, but I really enjoy the color work. I really enjoy the colors, and yeah, do a quick fit always motivates me for knitting the sweater. I can't wait to finish it and to wear it. I really love. Really love this pattern. This morning there was a little surprise in the mail for me. Um, Jessica is a knitting friend who lives in my neighborhood. She also made my favorite dresses, my 2 hinterland dresses, which make me very happy every day. But yesterday in my Dutch episode, I was complaining about not having the silicone thing for my needle points, and I thought it was not. It was a bit annoying. It wasn't part of the set, and Jessica gave me a little silicone baking thing to solve my problem. So sweet of her. Thank you. So this was it for today. I will grab my fern and feather and hopefully I have some knitting time today. There's not much time. I have some other appointments, but maybe in between I can knit a few rows. That would be lovely. Thank you for watching and I see you tomorrow. Bye bye.